See if anything pops up on your thing that says go.
Yep.
This live is automatic, or you got to click anything?
Nope, I didn't click nothing. It just went.
Oh, we in there.
We bingo.
Right,
Chingo.
Let's get this going.
Genesee Battle 2010. Let's do it. My life story ain't a nice story. Matter of fact, it's quite boring. I never woke up to a nice morning. No birds chirping, just street sales and curb surfing. When niggas down on they luck, we go and snatch purses. And nowadays they tell, so the killer rap's worthless. Secure your life and invest in these rap verses. Black hearses, crack merchants. I'm talking interstate compact and I'm back splurging. I pick it up down south where the crocodiles at. Then push it back up north where them pedophiles at. And when I got home, it's like I'm fresh out of jail again. I love my baby mama, sure hope she don't tell again. I'm too hood, my mama said do good. In school I got kicked out, they knew I was too hood. I sacrificed everything I was raised by to prove a point. When real niggas rap, we can't lie, no lie. Check it, by breakfast time I was breaking the rules. No school lunch by 13, I was shaking the school. My mama always prayed for me to make it through. I never knew my dad, but still that's my favorite dude. Ooh. And I know about the code of the streets. That's why I always roll with my heat, so I can block out. A chain as strong as its weakest link. Murder one of my homies, dog. I don't believe in peace. Never, and I ain't the best breathing, but when the best is leaving, I'm like the best kept secret for all the best reasons. I've done time for my niggas, was the respect even. I walk main line in the pen when all the sets was beefing. Furthermore, creeping each weekend, believing even if I wasn't cheating was something to keep my thoughts even. So I cop something to keep my thoughts even and floss beating. A boss even, and I go hard even in the off season. So take that, I'm in a Dallas throwback, and all black with the black hat, with the Mavericks hat. So take that, these niggas hate, but I already knew that. So take that, these niggas fake, but I already knew that. Take that. There's no need to remind me of back then. I've seen niggas go backwards like when a truck backs in. All I know is rapping. You left me, but I'm back in. Lana, you don't love your boy, somebody gon' love Fax then. Fax is the Pac-10's great hope. You know I keep my head focused. I'm Kevin Durant. These whack niggas is Greg Oden. Soon as the beat drop, you know I spit that heat rock. I'm at the top like a ceiling made of sheetrock. Yeah, so fuck them three hots. Beef, I'm sending 3 shots. You know I rep the G block. Shoot up your favorite weed spot, boy. I push a button and watch the roof disappear. These rap niggas mad at me cause their future isn't clear. Man, my future crystal clear. You imagine your future's here. No more prison beards, homie. Now I keep a shooter near. So if you new around here, I run this town tonight. Come on, mom, let's kick rocks and run this town for life. My mind's militant, like them soldiers on Fort Knox. I've been real since Malcolm X ate pork chops. My neighborhood is real. We got junkies and dope fiends.
But you know
and
what?
little girls
I'm gonna be
skipping
talking
school
to
and
you.
hoeing at 14. I used to ride 14s, but now I doubled up. 28's the bike Chevy look like a
Right
Tom
now,
truck.
Instagram,
Poles worldwide streaming.
We're in the
girls, get
studio
on top
with
of us.
Colfax.
Every website,
Colfax
my name and
19. We're gonna
Facebook
get going
popping up
here in a
again.
second.
They know I'm popular,
Stories
them
from the South
handguns
End.
is not enough. That
We just
ransom is
testing out
not
this
enough.
platform
That
right
handsome,
now.
that's not enough. I'm from the city where the skinny niggas ride and niggas
This
will
is
fall
a
back soon as you pull out that
public
nine.
announcement.
No lie,
We are
I know
doing a
some niggas
mock
that do
trial
shot theyself or
where
hit
we're
that
not
shit just
persecuting
one time
anybody.
and now they're not themselves.
This is the part
Soon
of
as
the
the mixtape drop, they
professionalism
copping off
of
the shelf. I'm the
the type of
only
things
one
that
in
we're
the
into.
world that can
So,
stop myself.
Instagram,
Success, that's all I
Colfax
stress
19.
about.
And
Unless
if it
I'm
wasn't,
out beefing with niggas, that's when
you
them
wouldn't be seeing
Texans
my
out them
face right
hollow
here.
tips and
So,
stretch
feel
your
me
mouth.
till they kill me.
Walk like a
We are
killer,
doing
too
mock
immune to using
trial.
slick words. I'm fly as Big Bird.
Extreme type stuff. Bill 206. You know I'm here with my brother. You know, we gotta put on for each other, man. Came from the same roots, the same background. 2 seeds put in the same dirt. And how those roots grow, turn into big logs, branches, trees. Some turn rotten.
What's good with you, bro?
I am feeling great. It's midnight, and I'm feeling like a brand new guy.
Well, why don't you tell folks about yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Your name, introduce yourself. Talk about the music we just heard. That was a nice little song representing. You want to tell the folks a little bit about yourself? I know we're live on your YouTube and Instagram, but we're also live on the Build 206 page, Build 206 Media. We're here with Colfax 19, this cat I grew up with, from the south end of Seattle. So we're going to start doing this series called stories from the South End. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
Colfax, Alexander. I'm the fourth, to be in fact. Yeah, I born in Seattle, Washington. My name originates from Colfax, Louisiana. My great grandmother, I want to say beyond that, named my great grandpa something. First name was Colfax. So yeah, I think it has something to do with some nice down south voodoo type Creole stuff. So I'm appreciative of what my name is and what it represents. It's my artist name also, as into like a passageway to respect to, you know, artists like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it as it's original, it's authentic, and it's me. You're getting the artist and me, which is the same thing within itself. So I'm born in Seattle, Washington. I'm 39 years old. I ain't had the best road to my 39 years, but I don't care about none of that, man. It's been glazed. I'm appreciative of life, man. I see things from a different view. Only thing I can blame it on is all my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? All the falls and stuff, man. It took. I've been a late bloomer in life. That's another thing to Colfax. If people know me, people that grew up with me, you wouldn't have thought I'd be set to be doing, you know, the stuff that I was into, or even this right now. But I had to. You got to identify with yourself. That's one of the things that I just did recently. I identify with who I was. And like, I'm not talking about like no weird shit that the media like will put in your, like that type of weird shit. That's that shit that takes you away from the root of what I'm talking about. Like, I wasn't being responsible as a father, for one. I wasn't being a man and accepting real responsibility. And I finally started to accept that, and I felt it inside my being. I always hear about a second phase in your adulthood. And I felt like I'm now coming into that. And it also happens to be also that I kind of have this teenage run in me still. So it's mixed together. So that's really Colfax. So at the same time, I'm an artist. And artists, they paint pictures. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is my poetry. This is my journey. And every single day until I'm gone, I'm going to be doing stuff like this because it's naturally inside of me.
And yeah, what we want to do with this show, this series, we really want to highlight, you know, the struggles that people have gone through, you know, me personally, you know, you personally, and other folks that we grew up with, but as not highlighting the negativity, but highlighting, you know, why we made those choices and how we overcame them. Like I hear you talking about, you know, you've kind of learned who you were, you know, what did you have to go to get to the point where and it's lifelong learning, right? You know, we're both 39, so it's definitely lifelong learning. It's not like we got the answers, but you know, I really want to give you an opportunity to kind of share what you feel comfortable sharing with about, you know, some of the trials and tribulations that you went through growing up, and then what you feel like had to made you make those decisions. You know what I mean? Like what put you in those situations, and then what did you learn? You know, what did you learn from those situations? So that's kind of a trifold, trays up question.
You already know, brother. So, okay, boom, Colfax. Like any other little boy out here, I probably just wanted to be accepted and just have friends and stuff like that, you know? So I was kind of nerdy. I'm talking about before Rainier Community Center and all that stuff. I just wanted to have friends and have fun and not get beat up, to be honest, which is probably what all little kids want to have. Me, myself, I was a late bloomer. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I was a late bloomer. I think it pours into who my persona and a portion of my charisma right now. But growing up, I wanted things and I didn't have those things. All my buddies had dope talents. You were one of them. You still are one of them. The shoes, the stuff, all that. And I just went to that community center and it was like some new territory, and it was like going to a different school. You know what I'm saying? When you switch schools. So I just wanted to be like everybody else and be cool. And then, man, one of my road dog, man, Mo, my road dog, Cuddy, rest in peace. Mo just like, he just put me on to a whole bunch of game. And me being the intelligent person that I am since I was little, and it's been pushed into my little girl too, Freedom, 6 years old. I love her. She's so gorgeous. But I just been always smart. Like when I was younger, I used to take apart my radio control cars and then take the other motor out and hook it in and then have double motors, and it would burn out hella fast. But the joint would be going like 10 megahertz faster or whatever. So within all that shit, I was just trying to be a nerd and transition that shit into how can I be accepted by these guys down here at this community center. So
why do you feel like it was so important to be accepted? And I know I speak for me, like I didn't have a dad, so not having that person at home to be able to show me like what it was to be a man. So like the community center for me, Rainier, we're talking about Rainier Community Center, late night hang time, those types of programs were really important to me because that's the only place I really was getting the positive role model. But I guess I want to give you a little bit of time to elaborate on why you felt like it was so important to be accepted, and then where do you feel like the values that we decided that was acceptable, where do you think those came from, and why were those given to us?
I think that what was pushed into us when we were younger is in a way the same way as how they do it now in media, but with all the screens. We had our own way. It was just regular commercials. It was just basketball then. You got to remember, it was Chris Webber, you know what I'm saying, Iverson. That was the hip-hop kind of, we watched them ESPN-wise. Now we have more technology, more database, more stuff that pushes us into stuff faster, quicker. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. I was caught up by that. I was always caught up by the Tupac Biggie thing. So ever since that, 1995, 96, I just felt like everything in the streets was where black people were, hip hop, music, playing hoops, sports, football, and it was so many girls down there. I wanted to impress the girls. I wanted to have girls, and I always had, stuff like that. And it's ironic. I was raised right. My mom, man, I love her to death. She raised me wonderfully. Like, she used to tear my ass up. You guys know, my mom I probably was one of the last guys getting whooped. And then I was like, nah, hell nah. So I was raised right. I didn't have my father in the household, but my mom was smart enough to have bagged a very good man, which is one of the things that when I sat in the penitentiary a time ago, it's where I came to that conclusion. I had like an epiphany, like, nigga, you ain't being real. You ain't being responsible enough. You got kids, your son. I hadn't had my daughter yet. I'm like, it's just not right. You're just not being. You talk all that shit. You all this money and flash, man. I needed the time when I was in jail to facilitate my process, to facilitate my recklessness, to can it, to freeze it, so that I could because my brain is a motor, man. It just goes and goes and goes, and then it comes out into here, and my heart beats. It's all my shit's a catalyst of just natural, genuine shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a recorder or a storybook that can tell you. That's why I rap. Everything I grew up into, everything, all that, I can still spit it fluently. Like, and just me knowing that my mom raised me right, the best she could. She had a good man that was legit. I still talk to him to this day. He's probably gonna watch this at some point in time. James, you already fucking know. Excuse me. But you know what I'm saying? He was a good dude. That's what made me like, man, you don't even know. Like, he was he was stern. He's probably what installed some of that into me now with my daughter, man. But I was raised right. I just came out that house and I always was, to me, I was pretending.
So it was more the peer pressure, like the social pressure that came from.
And there was stuff I did not want to do. But
you wanted to feel like you wanted to kind of fit in or be cool or be accepted.
No,
right?
It wasn't that I felt like I wanted to. I was going to be accepted.
Okay. He said,
you know what I'm talking.
I'm in there like swimwear.
Yeah,
so
man.
you talked about going to jail. So what was that experience like for you? Like I know personally, but I know everybody who's watching this. Like I said, you can share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But like I know you've been in there a few times, so I want to give you an opportunity to share. What those experiences were like. And I know you talked about using the time to kind of reflect and kind of like, let me get my shit together, right?
This last time.
Well, we'll talk about it, talk about your experience going in and, did it reform you?
Nah, none of that. Any of those prison sentences that I did before this last one, mind you, I've been to prison 5 times. 5. That 5 it's buff. You can keep putting it down, but that 5, man, I've been to prison 5 times. That's just prison. I've been to the penitentiary. Prison and the penitentiary aren't the same things. So I just leave it at that. But I've been to the penitentiary 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? That it just, all those other times, it was I went in there, I circumvented the system, I sold drugs, I got high, lifted big weights, took creatine, whatever. had whatever, guards, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So that shit was easy. This last time, nah, it sunk in, man. I had to plea to 10 years. I had to sign a plea bargain for 10 years away from everybody. And that shit like ripped me. I went through like a dark spot, like depression. I felt defeated, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time that had ever happened to me. I never had that. I'm a cocky man. People know me, then they know what I only stick to what I'm good at.
Right.
And based on that, it's blew my fucking head up. So where I have a golden heart and warm and all that and get bitches and all that, for everything that has light around it, something has to get dark at some point in time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the best person when it comes to a lot of things, but I know that I'm genuine and I know that people see things in me that I see in myself. So my path is going to be continued forward motion, you know what I'm saying, with the things that I preach. But from the prison stuff, like what we was elaborating on, I didn't learn any lessons. The first 4 times, and then it was just like something that was emotion. I went through an emotional state this last time, and like I said, I think it woke me up. I already knew that I wasn't being a responsible person as far as my fathering and you know what I'm saying, and like I really don't care what no chicks say about me being responsible. Man, I don't care about that. Because you never know what a person's telling you behind closed doors or what goes on. So that doesn't count. Any courtships, and I'm just talking about me as a man.
Being real with yourself.
Yeah.
So what was it about this last time? Do you feel it was a sentence? Do you feel it was like the age, or do you feel like you were just like tired of doing the same thing, or what do you feel like it was this last time that made a difference? You know.
Well, before there was a couple things. For one, I was into my music then, and I was just figuring out how to be a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So while I was doing that, it was kind of like the movie where Biggie was at Puffy, like, hey, man, you know, nigga, I got to get some bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this music stuff, we trying to whatever. But so humans, a lot of us don't progress because of us being creatures of habit.
Right.
We always it's natural in the human anatomy, I want to use that word right now, to go to what's comfortable.
Right.
So that's what I've, been prone to do. And I go straight to what I know how to do. Run that bag up. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about running that bag up. And running that bag up for 20 years, y'all. Come on, man. I've been running that bag up for 20 years. This ain't nothing new to me. So within that, another thing that I had to evolve on is I've been you know how I'm usually flashy and popping out, popping trunks and this and that. But this time I just ain't had that. I ain't had that knack for it. To be honest, I've been riding around giving away stuff. It don't have anything to do with my clothing line that I'm venturing and in process and designing stuff for. And I don't want to have nothing to do with anything else with clothes, other people's names on it.
Right.
I'm into all my own stuff now, like doing, But that last time is what made me even think about the clothes, the music, I even when I was in prison this time, Dre. And I'm in the midst of doing this. It's not the podcast and stuff will be coming first, but I designed a nonprofit organization, and it's called the Men's Program, MENS. Men everywhere need support. I was gonna get out the penitentiary this time.
That's dope.
Thanks, bro. And what I want to do is go to whatever school, just walk in, man. When you don't have no ill intentions, man, something's gonna guide you through, like it's been doing me with my walk of life since I've been out for these 13 months. But I was just gonna go and just talk to the little boys and let them know what type of person I was and how they need to start treating the little girls around there a little bit more better. You know what I'm saying? And people were, when I was explaining it in the penitentiary to some of my partners, they was like, well, what about the girls? I'm like, I'm helping the little boys because I'm a dude.
Right.
When you send the message to the little boys, they're going to lessen up on the girls. That's a message within itself to the girls too. You're helping the girls out. So he kind of caught on to it. It's a whole bunch of kinks and stuff. And I do have people that are willing to sit and, you know what I'm saying? Invest, not even, and when I say invest, it doesn't always mean money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even just a person listening to your idea and then giving you that look in your eye like, I believe in you, that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So just that type of stuff. I had really sat down this last prison sentence and then was like, you know what? When I get out this time, I'm going to move accordingly.
Yeah, and you talked about the going back to doing things that you were comfortable, a little bit. You talked about that. Like, it's easy to go back to kind of what you're trained in doing, right?
Right.
And, and as when you first came out, like you were saying, when you first kind of got in the mix down at Rainier, being in the hood or whatever, it's like, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to fit in. I'm going to do what,
When my younger, yeah, hell yeah.
And so with that, you ended up getting involved in stuff that led you into stuff that got you arrested or got you into the criminal justice system, right?
Hell yeah.
And so, and you said when you were in there, really wasn't, for you anyways, it wasn't like no reform. It wasn't like you learned anything from going from the sit downs.
Because my mind state wasn't on trying to learn. It wasn't on, like I said, I'm a late bloomer. So my mind just did not switch into that, Dre.
Right.
It didn't.
So did you ever like try to come out and like get a job or start a business
Never.
or anything like that?
Any other time besides now?
Yeah.
No. I've never had a job in my life.
So have you tried to get a job this go around, or are you
Yes.
more? And so what's happened with that?
Well, my job right now is I'm an online personality. So as far as with that, do I have 30-day legit checks coming from that where I'm just circumferenced and foundated? No.
So you're like branding yourself.
Yes.
That's good. That's dope.
Yes.
So have you tried to apply for anything and had any what I'm trying to get to is, have you had any barriers to try to get gainful employment? Now that you paid your debt to society, right? You did your time, did everything you had to do. You're going and you're following what they're saying you have to do. Cause clearly you've been out for 13 months, so you haven't had no violations or anything like that, right?
Right. None. I
what I
haven't
mean?
had not one violation. Seattle, Instagram, Facebook, Build 206. Not one. That's not normal for Colfax.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, have you tried to navigate through the system the way it's designed, and has your record impacted that?
I want to be honest, I would not know because I have not attempted to go and try to get a job. But I'm going to tell you what I believe. It's not going to impact it. There's so many opportunities out here right now, little jobs and stuff where they're like felon.
Right.
So I can say that I've seen it myself. I see it. I got hella partners that's doing dope-ass construction jobs. I know for a fact because I be pulling up, selling them Carhartts and shit, boots and little strings.
Right.
So, yeah, man. And that shit is, it's just not it ain't my calling. I don't feel it calling me.
Right.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm not. I just wanted to see if there was an if you
I
tried
know
to
why you
if you
asked.
tried to navigate if the record has impacted,
Right.
with
No, I know why
that,
you asked.
which would inform why people go and continue to do the same
Right,
the same
which is
things.
the old excuse.
Right.
That was the end of the 90s excuse.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. Stop. They done extra things and these little whatever. I don't know. I'm not speaking for them. I speak for thugs. Listen, I speak for thugs, criminals, people that are solid, people that represent their community. Yeah, some gangs and
Right.
hey, but one thing that I can tell you about, see, this is the thing that people misconstrue about gangs and hoods and all that. Like a motherfucker see this blue rag on my head right now, and it's like I just want to show off and just do whatever. No. I'm into fashion, colors. I happen to love this. I happen to be affiliated with some things around there, so it all warms up to me. It's not nothing,
Well, I'll give you my perspective on gangs. I don't have an issue with gangs as long as you're banging for what's right. It's
Right.
when we start doing, like you were talking about, when we're putting people in traffic with
Right.
no guardrails, right?
Right.
People are getting straight into the fast lane at 12, 11,
Right.
10, 11, 12 years old, and then now they're in the fast lane.
Right.
They didn't go on the back roads right away. They went straight to the carpool, right?
It happens.
And so that's the issue that I have, is when really, and that's why programs like late night hang time and stuff were so important, because they were trying to put some guardrails in place for people. And it sounds like you had some, like your mom had some in place. Sounds like you had a man
Hell
that kind
yeah,
of looked out.
She's still on me
That
now.
looked out, which is good.
My mom's be on me now.
That's what they're supposed to do, right? But
Man.
but the problem is sometimes people get straight in traffic, and then they're going 100 miles an hour,
Right.
And then you can't really slow down, right?
Nah,
You don't
man, that's me.
you can't really be a kid. That's one thing I say about my son. My son is 12, but he's really 12 because when I was 12, right, exactly.
But one thing I could say about you, Dre, though, you had hustle.
Right.
You had hustle. At 12, you had hustle. I was sneaky watching you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Just like people watch me now, they don't like to admit it. I don't care. It's not a big thing, man. But I watched you. Of course.
Right.
I love saying stuff like that. But that's why we're related.
Right.
You know
up
what I'm
top.
saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Is a lot of people they're getting in too fast, and then it's hard to get back out, right?
Man, especially
the
this
behavior.
generation, bruh.
Right.
Oh man, I feel bad for them.
Because Crip is community revolution in progress. Like that's what Crip stand for.
And
so there's nothing wrong with a revolution, but the problem is they hijacked the revolution, and they've been serving us. They've been serving us something different. Who we're really not. They've been serving us not to take care of our kids, to do drugs and alcohol and do all this other stuff. That stuff that's not really who we are. You know what I'm saying? At our core.
They just put a microscope on that.
Yeah.
And take the microscope off the things that we do.
Right. Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with gangs. Like it's just like the program you're talking about. Men's, that could be a gang. Bill could be considered a gang.
Well, everything's a gang.
Right. Exactly. As long as you're banging, as long as you have values, core values and stuff, and you're banging stuff, then that's what it is. But now when you start getting into the negative stuff, that's where it's like you got to draw the line. You're starting, you can't run a fair one. You want to pull a gun out all the time. Like that's an issue.
That's not. I mean, it's not absolutely not cool. And see, another thing that people don't. Half the world. Well, you can go online and look at shit like that now, but they just give you the game for free. But anything like with the Crips back in the day, it was black. It was a black thing. It was the community. Listen, the Crip originated. First off, it's been changed over like 20 times.
Right.
The very first name of it was a community center. That's where they used to go to sit, like how we're sitting, and talk about community issues. We need to get our bread right, basically. We got family, we got kids going, whoop, 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 whoop. So they formed what they formed. This is for the community.
There's a documentary called Bastards of the Party, and they did research. It's basically talking about how gangs are bastard kids of the Black Panther Party. And they talk about how the government attacked the Black Panther Party and all these other movements, right? And what was left. And then you injected guns and drugs and stuff into those communities. And then that's where gangs kind of came from. But really, the original gangs, pre-Black Panther Party, was like businessmen, farmers, and those types. Those gangs were they were fighting off what was called spook hunters, which was the white boys who were trying to beat up the black. So it was really about protecting the community. And then
I was just about to say,
what
the first gang was.
Yeah, and then white flight happened. So Compton used to be a white neighborhood. So then Compton, white folks moved out of there, and then it was just the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And then you dump drugs and alcohol and all that stuff in there, drugs and guns and all that, and then that's where all the negativity, and they sucked. Now it wasn't just the injection of that; they also sucked out the other economic opportunities, all the factories, all the jobs that the parents were working in.
Right.
So if you guys have an opportunity, go check out this documentary called "Bastards of the Party." Matter of fact, we may try to figure out how we can stream it through this Bill 206 Media. So we're here on Stories for the Southland with Colfax 19. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Yeah, so those are some of the businesses that Bill 206 is running. We give young folks and adults, hard and soft life skills, renting those equipment out. The knocker balls is actually on hold right now because of COVID, but we are doing the equipment rental, tables, chairs, tents, and sound systems, whatever you need. So if you need the stuff set up, it's an opportunity for these young folks to get job skills as well as an opportunity for us to bring in some revenue without, asking people to give us donations and or, writing grants and so on and so forth. So, yeah, so I want to ask you some other questions kind of on another topic. You talked about your kids and stuff like that. So, who or what inspires you? That's a hard question.
Yeah. It's not that it's hard. I could say anything and back it up with some fast shit.
But just be real. You want to be real
Yeah, I
with
just
it?
wanted to think real. I just wanted to think what is inspiring me right now.
Right.
Want me to be honest with you? Myself. I sat here because I was like, I don't want to say my kids and all. No, they're not inspiring me to do all this that I'm doing.
Right.
My kids inspire me to live another day longer.
Right.
They inspire me to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I come home or I make it to the next day. That is what they inspire me to do. And to keep trying to learn to know them too. I don't know my kids. You know, I'm not fake. I don't have to. I don't feel embarrassment. It's very hard to embarrass Colfax 19. I've been through the trenches. I've seen fire. I've wore the greatest threads. I've touched on some of the best women around. I keep myself kind of solid in a certain way so that I don't have to embarrass, because I think that's part of being an artist. Full maximum confidence, willing to perform and be ready at all times like a real soldier.
So I don't know if you've been paying attention to everything that's been going on, but it's like a major uprising right now around the, killing of black men, you know what I'm saying, and women by police, you know what I'm saying, and we're in a pandemic, you know, it's COVID 19, not Colfax 19. We're
that's
in
where
COVID.
I picked it up from.
Yeah, you got to run with that. That's
oh man,
that's good branding.
Yeah.
Right. So we got that. Then we're in the middle of a crazy ass election cycle, right, with this presidency or whatever.
Just so happens to come at this exact time. So, what are we gonna do about quarantine Halloween, y'all?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to know what you feel about, what's going on, just with everything I kind of just touched on, and just, just life in general. How are you feeling about what's going on in these times?
Well, love you, boy. You on with us now? You on with me and Dre?
Dante, what's good with it?
What up, Dre?
You got it.
You already know, brother.
You at work? I see you at work, man.
Hey, he is probably the most person since I got out that inspired me.
That's what's up. We'll talk about that.
And you called at the coldest time, bro.
We'll talk about
that. And you
that.
called because were you watching?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you better have called and been like, nigga, don't you dare act like. So look, when I got out, right? Nah, fuck that, man. You my brother. And we ain't been by each other blending, bro. It's love, nigga. It's still me. I'm not weirdos out. Them niggas weird. But it's me, bro. It's love, nigga. I'm happy everything you did. Every move you left and did, whatever. Come on, man. Say no more.
We'll talk about what
So,
talk about. Let folks know who it is, because
this is
you talking on IG and we're on Facebook and your YouTube. So
want me to tell them your Insta? Yeah. Okay, we are talking to Dante South on Instagram. So hit his IG. And I call him Preppy Boy. That's his rap name. Hey, but that is my brother. That is my brother right there. Like, that's my brother. So that's what he is to me, his family. I used to sleep on his bed when I was a young boy, right? And his mom opened up her door as if she already, as if I had my blood or their blood in me. Like his mom, I always told him about his mom. Like, dog, your mom don't say nothing. She don't yell. She ain't getting no belt out. I'm like, man, listen, what type of, oh man, she's an angel. Remember I used to tell you that? Like, man, your mom's an angel. She's going straight to heaven for real, But that was when we were younger, bro. Always extended his home to me, bed, clothes, everything. As far as I'm concerned, it's been vice versa. To all my brothers, it's Genesee, anything Jack Boy related, any of that, it's always the doors open. But when I just got out of prison 13 months ago, like I sat in prison and I had, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of confidence, man. I got this swag, man. It's like I ain't even unleashed this shit. These videos and these singles I'm about to be dropping and all that, gonna mess them up, because I'm telling you, I'm ripping these artists up lyrically. Ripping them, and I've been getting more in tune with my artistry. It's too much. So anyway, when I got out, bruh had hit me on Messenger, bam, and he shot a picture of my old shit, man, where I was pegged and tagged as the Gucci wearing street bandit, all that good shit. And yeah, that skyrocketed me to some people and all that. But what was that worth? So they just did defamation of character in a certain way. But hey, you want the bull, you get the horns. I know who I am, so I accept who I am as my role. That's when I was telling you about identifying with myself. I know who I am. I'm not going to switch up. I know I'm a genuine outlaw. I'm not into none of that stuff, trying to do this. But when it comes to like them kids and stuff, I just want to try to help them. I want to send some game to them, because when I was growing up, all the OGs was dousing us. Am I lying, bro? They was dousing us with good game, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they was dousing us. But when I got out, he shot me a picture of my thing and was like, bruh, you should use this to, you know what I'm saying, ignite your music and make a song of this. Did I ever send that the mixtape to you? Did it get to you?
Yeah, I got some of the tracks. I don't think I got
Did you get the Gucci song?
I have to look back at my email and see.
Because I personally, on one of my verses, I literally said, you whoop-de-whoop hit me, something inspired me. Matter of fact, it's on this, on everything. I literally said he inspired me. So it's all love, bro. I love you, man. And I'm glad he did that, because when I was younger, bro, this guy right here didn't even rap, and it was just me rapping.
Right.
That's what's so unique about my neighborhood right now, where I'm in the midst of like on some like takeover type shit, like no, with all my peoples though, to get the bread, you know, to
Right.
get the bag, not like no big me, little you. But I was the only person like, except my older predecessors that was rapping, you know what I'm saying, like Melly Mel, you know what I'm saying, you know. And I don't know, man. It just seemed like now when I got out, everybody's rapping, because you got to think, artists nowadays, as black young rappers, we're like the new activists. When we rap, we speak about things that we are seeing and we're living through and that we don't necessarily agree with. So we're kind of like black rap activists. I look at myself as a seasoned OG in that category. I see a lot of the young lives, and I don't know, I'm still analyzing them. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me from Timbuktu, but nigga, I'm a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? So within that, I just try to take care of my business within my generation. So I be trying to I just try to keep it who I am within my raps, and also kind of catch up to date with what's going on right now in the rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Local. You know what I'm saying? But he inspired me for sure when I got out of prison. Man, he hit me out of the woodworks. And even then, when I started getting my music going, remember I was hitting you like, man, I don't know how to do the platforms, man. What's the
I try to do as much as I could, but I wanted to tap in just to say, man, I'm proud of you, man, and I see your progress, and I'm glad that you're still out here. And I'm glad that you branding yourself and doing all of that stuff. And Dre, I've been keeping tabs on you, family. I see you with the Bill 206 and all of that, man. And you doing all of the new James Hampton.
Yeah, we gotta tap in, bro. Get you on a Zoom. Where you stay at now?
I'm in Spokane, but I'm back and forth. I'm in the town a couple times a year just because my son was down there. He up here with me now, though. But I be going back and forth.
Yeah, let's tap in. If not, we could do a Zoom or something. We could pull you and be like, my thing. We're trying to do get this little series going called Stories from the South, and so we can just get our voices and get our history out here. You know what I'm saying? We all came through it. I think I dunked on all you guys a couple times when we was younger.
Not me, because I was out the way. I wasn't on the hoop court. I was selling shit, trying to snivel. Hey, remember my rainbow jumper? Remember that one classic game I had with the Jordan 1s with them neon green shorts on against Prince? I ain't gonna never live that one down. I hit for 32.
I remember when you let this nigga Craig beat you for the Florida State.
You mean Bruce? Yes, Bruce wanged me. Remember I was crying? No, it wasn't Craig. Craig was just whooping me and taking it. He was just slamming me. Listen, that's bro on the set right now. I be on bro. I be hitting him like, bro, I don't care what nobody else say about you, nigga. You my brother. You already know what it is, bro. On everything, bro. Be looking out for me on everything. Shout out to that nigga, man.
So I think you talked about a little bit how rap is kind of about that. But I want to.
Yep,
really...
but I heard you, bro. Thank you. All love. Thank you, bro. I heard you.
I gotta run. I gotta go do some work. But I see you. Keep it going. Stay positive.
I will, bro. Thank you. I'm the last of the Mohicans out there. I'm not stopping.
Absolutely.
Yep, you already know, bro. Love.
I see you, and I'm gonna tap in with you, Dre. I hit the DM or something. We can set something up.
For sure, bro. Good to see you, bro. Respect.
Absolutely.
Go on, bro. Love you.
Go on. Love you.
So yeah, so I really want to give you an opportunity to talk about like what you feel like is going on. Cause you said the rap music kind of gives people an opportunity to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give you an opportunity to kind of share what you feel about what's going on with the killing of black folks and policing and over policing and the pandemic and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling about all that?
Look, I'm gonna say this. If I ain't never out of my 39, I really want to say 26 years, but I ain't gonna lie on screen. But out of my 39, but out of my 39 years, man, I have never in my life witnessed or heard or recall the government saying quarantine, go in the house and don't come out. I don't recall out of my 39 years I've been on the freeway driving and I was the only car on the freeway at like 10 at night. Just these things that are going on and all the rhetoric and the this behind it and stuff. This is the first year where I said I think this might be the beginning of the end. I've never agreed with that with any other people or follow with all that. I don't even care about that, man.
Right.
We got one to live. So we gon', it is what it is. But as far as with coronavirus for one, I remember I did it's crazy. So I have a associate arts degree. I got this in prison, right? It took me 2 years. It took me 26 months to get this AA, right? I got it in business management and accounting. I'm good with numbers also, as far as business stuff. It might be why some people want to invest in me. So, when I was in there and I was going through, I had a certain course that I was taking, right? And it was on animals, and it had to do with coronavirus. And coronavirus, as we all know or we hear about or whatever, it's been here for however long or whatever. So it just struck me as amazing that people, humans, as much as we have a brain and we're in the world and we resuscitate information, take in, pass out, whatever, that you would sit and, first off, not keep yourself healthy. Number two, I'm not saying don't listen, but I'm saying listen in a way where you're supposed to listen and still be logical with life. You're not supposed to just cut your job off and this and that, because you have to survive. It's all about survival anyway. So basically what I'm saying is, if you don't watch the news, if you don't listen to all the bad stuff, how will they push it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They do it because they know that half the world is hungry for something. Regardless to what anybody wants to admit, when they're alone, when they're with their best friend, half the world is insecure. It's why you see half the women customized. It's why you see half the men not wanting to be themselves.
Right.
This is where I said I identify with who I was. And when I identify with who I was, I pressed enter. And what I mean by identify with who I was is, like I said, man, I'm a genuine outlaw. I don't listen to rules. I don't want to hear what somebody has to tell me to do because I'm not going to listen to it. And I pretty much do what the fuck I want to do. And I've been doing that for years. I've sat in front of judges and gave my life away and did time to society for it. And I will continue to be that. I look at myself as a new millennium cowboy. Not where I'm out for bad or any of that, but I want to preach my own goldenness. I don't want to join something and people think that it's because I said I like this. Like, I'm gonna use, for example, just to be general, just to be fast, religion, Christianity. I don't want to say I'm a Christian,
right.
You know what I'm saying, and just, you know what I'm saying. I'm not knocking no Christian. I'm not knocking no nothing, any of that, because now to dip back into the studies of the gang stuff and the community stuff, the Crips and Bloods, whatever. They spoke about the Black Panther stuff, right? So
Right.
the Black Panthers were essentially descendants of the Nation of Islam. So where all this stuff came from different steps, Nation of Islam is what, at the very beginning, is what these brothers came and talked to the Panthers, because the Nation of Islam, the Panthers, then the word was passed down to these younger generation. If you notice, it goes into generations,
Right.
because the NOI, Black Panther, now Crips. Now, without Crips, there wouldn't be no Bloods, because we wouldn't have been able to have anything that was solid for them to even be up against.
Right.
So if you really look at it, Black folks, we were rooting ourselves right then and there. Even with like being in the neighborhoods and people be seeing us and stuff, and they be seeing how we they say that we like to waste our money on jewelry and stuff and diamonds, but you got to look at it like this, where I believe in my heart, I don't care what anybody else thinks or says, we're descendants of all royalty, being that you're from Africa. Kings. You don't see movies on Shaka Zulu and Whoop-de-Whoop and all that where there was hella peasants underneath the black kings.
Right.
There was none of that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we like the shiny things. Don't you notice the gold, all the bomb jewelry comes from where? Africa. That's why Akon is so filthy rich. Most of the jewels, the real jewels are over there.
Yeah, but part of that is also, you know, like you said, the self-esteem thing. Like sometimes people use that stuff to uplift their self-esteem, clothes and materialistic stuff, instead of doing the real work that it takes to find out who they really are and press that enter button, right? You know, just being 100 with it. You know what I mean? Like that's part of what that is. I agree. I think we all, you know, we are descendants of kings and queens for sure. But I think part of that materialistic stuff is given to us because we're in a capitalist society. Really, we're tribal. Right. You know, I think that's why gangs and loyalty and neighborhood and stuff. It's so rampant still. We sink into that because that's in our that's in our DNA, right? The tribalism, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
deeply rooted.
Right. So what do you do, or are you? You know, what do you do like to kind of take care of yourself, to center yourself? Like what do you do to, you know, what do? You work out? Do you meditate? Do you?
Right now, I'm not doing any drugs other than just smoking some marijuana. So that's first thing first. You know, I like to dibble and dabble. You know what I'm saying? Other things. Not to be disclosed here. So I'm not doing any of that right now.
That's good.
Just marijuana, eating steaks and salads, and just right now this week I'm just doing 100 pull-ups in the morning, 100 at nighttime. So
you're working out.
Yeah, 10 sets of 10s and stuff like that. Yep, getting my arms back ready. That's as far as with my working out. 2 times a week, I'll go run a couple miles. I be tired as hell. I smoke. I'm not gonna lie, vape or whatever the fuck. But I work out, and I'm getting more and more on it now. So I'm really into that bodybuilding stuff. I haven't been on it recently because I'm not gonna lie, I got caught up in the glitz of being free for so long. Cause like I ain't been free for 13 months in 20 years. I haven't been free 13 months straight to everybody and anybody who's gonna see this in 20 years. And everybody that knows me, knows my name and my city, know I'm not lying, man. And that's a goddamn shame. And it was something pitiful that I had to sit and tell myself. And really, just the genius in me woke up. You know what I'm saying? Just the genius in me. Just like, nigga, wait, why you keep doing all this shit? Because I'm one of them niggas that's tough. So I'm so tough, I bend, but I don't break. So I'll put myself, because I'm so hard-headed based on my Leoan nature, I'll put myself to the cusp of the pain before I pull myself out and say, nigga, get it together. You know what I'm saying? And based on the fact that I've been going down that road of that, I got tired of it this last time. I said I can't do it no more. I'd rather just be sitting around and think about everything before I do it.
So I'm assuming your music is somewhat healing or therapeutic for you as well. Or is it? I don't want to speak for you, but I'm assuming that your art is somewhat a release.
It is. Yeah, hell yeah, music is therapeutic. Right now, like I said, I'm in the midst of chasing out who I am as far as my rap idea. I know who I am as far as my man, who the fuck Colfax is, but as far as the artist, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know fully who I am, but I know how to rap. I know how to spit this shit, and I know I got that swag, man, and I know I throw some VS's on my neck and you know what I'm saying, do the damn thing on this local rap star shit. So I'm a local rap star. I got all the shit that a rap star would have somewhere else. I don't got no mansion though yet, but I am though. But I'm doing all the shit that the rap stars are doing. So I'm local and I'm a star around here. So Colfax 19 is a local rap star.
So what advice do you have to this generation and the next generation, like young, like you were talking about the men's program, like what advice do you have for them so they don't have to go through, you know, some of the same stuff that you went through, so they don't have to get in traffic or stay in traffic? You know, let's be 100 with them. You know, like what do you wish for them, and what advice do you have?
Well, it's so many things you would want to tell the youth right now. Like, for one, first and foremost, anything with kids, it starts off at home with the parenting. You know what I'm saying? It starts at home with the parenting, plain and simple. I've seen some of the trashiest parenting since I've been out of prison these past 13 months. I'm probably in the middle of the list. Okay, so I'm not going to I'll throw myself away. But what I would pass to the youth, what I like to, that parenting thing is very essential, Dre, because you can, it's the parenting, man. But one thing I would let a person know is get you somebody get one of your friends and analyze things, man, because these guys out here don't have no loyalty, man. They don't even have, okay, so when I was younger, when we were younger, we had cliques.
Right.
I don't be seeing these guys. I don't know, man. I don't be seeing them like how we, so right then and there is because they don't have nobody that's older than them as a good influence. They don't have no real OGs out here, man, because they're in misrepresentation. They got all these high-powered drugs in their system. And I mean, if you're going to have the drugs in your system, don't let a person know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kind of do the drug. Ain't that the point of doing it? Like, ain't it supposed to be like a euphoric ride? Like, don't let the drug ride you to the grunion. And that's what's going on with half of the youngsters out in the streets, because the youngsters, anybody in this day and age, in this millennium, their heart is rooted off of face value. So if you're talking about bread, they want to see you pull it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even with music, what's hot right now? Music videos. Don't nobody want no song without no music video. Nigga, we want to see what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's about visuals, man. It's about face value. These youngsters want to see it. So if you a boss and you really on that hype, you'll pull up on them, man. You'll pull up on them, loafed up, like, hey, come here.
But I'm gonna press you a little harder. You said you wanted to start a program called Men. So what advice would you give these cats to stay out of traffic, bro? Like, you know.
I can't.
And
Dre.
I know I get it. It starts with the parents and stuff, but you know, everybody's may not get it from them. That's why that's where community comes in. You know, and to touch on what you were saying, like the cliques, like we had neighborhoods, like we, you know, with the redlining and stuff that happened in Seattle with the CD in the South, and that's kind of where we were forced to. Now there's been a rampant gentrification, and people are going wherever they can afford. So it's not like it used to be. You can't just slide through neighborhoods and people are just going to be there. Like, we got to coordinate, you know, to be
right
in the hood, you know what I mean? So it's not like, man, you know, we all knew we were all going to meet at Rainier. We didn't have phones. We were all going to go there, and then we're going to do whatever after that.
No,
you know?
that was that was Facebook.
Right.
Rainier Community Center was Facebook.
For real.
Yeah, that was Facebook. I'll say that for sure. And Henderson was Instagram.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, damn, it's like they're not listening, bro. They're not listening,
but it's seeds, bro. I mean, I've been doing this shit for, you know, since El Paso.
Man,
it's planting seeds. Even though they're not listening, they're listening.
I'll use an example. I'll use my 16-year-old. Lil Colfax, man, he listens. He's a good boy. If I remember right now, he got a job at McDonald's coming up or something. Now, I'm going to be honest. I got my son pulled over, and he got his first driving ticket recently. His mother was livid, and I apologize. Like I said, I'm just catching up to being a responsible man. I've been so used to waking up and going and taking from businesses, you know, for 20 years. Anybody that does something for 20 years straight, it's hard to break. You know what I'm saying? Period. Including going to jail.
Right.
So I commend myself. I pat myself on the back every night. I wake up, I look at myself and tell myself, you're a genius. And that's the type of shit that I would want to pass to the kids. I want them to be confident. I swear, that's why I be trying to give them gear, and I know that shit probably don't seem like it's the righteous shit, but man, you can only build confidence. These kids are insecure, man. They're talking about this depression music and shit. I'm like, man, they didn't even have that when it was East Coast, West Coast. Where the fuck did this depression music come from? The media, bro, like I was telling you. If you don't listen to it and don't allow yourself, I respect those old people that don't watch whoop-de-whoop, whoop and don't have bank accounts. Because those people are going to live long. That's why they're alive now.
Right.
So, you know, it's about longevity. When I realized it was about that, that's when I knew how to survive eternally within myself.
Well, next time we have you on, I'm going to press you on some better answers to get to these young cats, though, bro. And
I'll hold you to that one, too. Because
and for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I hear what you're saying, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? We come from the shit.
Right.
But at the same time, we always got to strive. And like I said, it's about planting seeds, you know what I mean? Even if you feel like they're not listening. I don't want to
make up something to say to them.
That's cool.
Because, Dre, you know how I am.
Right.
Like, literally, I don't know what I would say to them right now because it's trife right now. It's like I'd say to the youngsters, man, I'm going to be honest with you, bro, I would lie to them right now. I would lie in front of them as if I'm not whatever, and do good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But as soon as I dip, nigga, I'm thugging, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be on you, pressing you to, you know, continue to planting those seeds. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's up to you what you do with it. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
I've been on, you know what I've been on since L passed. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's like I've been, you know, I was already on a different wave.
Of course.
You know, at a certain point, anyways, and I had to continue. That kind of made me go all the way right. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But
your brother laced me.
He laced everybody.
He sure
did. Ain't no Velcro.
No. Woo!
So
Man.
how do people get in touch with you or check out your music? You know, you can shout out your Instagram and your
okay. So look, my
your
Instagram,
YouTube, whatever else you want to share,
is Colfax 38. Snapchat is motherfucking Gertz Griffey or Colfax 19. I'm about to switch all my shit to Colfax 19 anyway, but it's really Colfax, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my artist name. That's what I get paid through. DistroKid, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? My views, screens, downloads, and all that, man. So you can go to my YouTube channel, go to Tonight Show. I got a show on there that I'm doing all myself. I love looking at myself on the screen. The Tonight Show.
But your music's on Spotify and
everywhere, every platform.
Yeah,
it's on every platform. Spotify. So go to Spotify and iTunes because that's the one that's paying me you know.
So what do they got to search for?
Just go to Colfax, and if you see that other nigga with the dreadlocks is from Denver, shout out to that nigga, man. I don't know him, man. Get your money, bro. You've been doing it longer than me, but me and you ain't the same people, dog. So I gotta be like, But just go to Good Stuff or put one of my songs in. No Ordinary Love. That track right there, Ordinary Love, is a sample through my producer, Fat Tracks, Super Dave. It's a Sade sample. I love that song. I love that beat, so I just decided to rap on it. Mind you, when I record that track, I didn't know how to be a rapper. I just know how to write good, man. I just know how to write and rhyme, talk fast, spit this shit, man, and give it to you raw from the jaw. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be. But you can go to all that shit. Go to Spotify, go to Google, go to Amazon, and Facebook. I'm about to start really putting my YouTube channel URL shit on there. That shit's so much to me, man. Like, but I'm getting it all down packed as far as that digital stuff. So I'll be on motherfuckers, man. I'm going to be post sharing all that shit. And I'm recording my mixtape, Phase 2, Colfax 19 Quarantine Edition. And I'm going to come back to back with Phase 3. And then I'm done with that Colfax 19 mixtape shit. You know what I'm saying?
So we're about to get this Bill 206 media stuff going. We just been in the lab. I've really been learning a lot of this stuff. We've been learning a lot of this stuff through COVID. It forced us to get more online and get some technology and stuff. So I appreciate you coming out to the studio, Fax, and
yep.
You know, we getting it tapped in. So we're gonna wrap this episode and we're gonna keep it popping and we're gonna run this commercial one last time and then we're gonna wrap it up. So we appreciate folks tuning in. We'll leave this up. We'll be able to review it and see how the sounds and everything because we're really testing this stuff out. So we're gonna get some stuff going. We're also gonna be trying to go live from some spots out in the South End to really, you know, have some community spaces to really get the stuff going. So
we'll be down at the bookstore sometime soon.
Yeah, Lim's bookstore right there in the South End of Columbia City. It's about to get it back popping. Make that make it back to the hub like it used to be when Miss Vicky was there.
Exactly. We're gonna represent for her.
All right, y'all. We're gonna bump this commercial and then we're gonna wrap this.
We gave him a good hour.
Yeah. And what I need to do, I really just need to engineer some good questions around shit that we.
Oh, of course.
You know, we went through and stuff like that, and then it'll be on point.
Beautiful. And this is the stuff that I'm getting wrapped up and adapted to. I like to do stuff myself now, bro. I gotta get this boy with this camera shit, though. Let me put this on the charger now. I'm tripping.